Hello, my name is Daniel Kerr, and today I'm going to talk about why we need to stop the Epstein Barr virus. I'd like to apologize for my throat, I've been a little sick. Now, what if I told you that simply by kissing the wrong person, it could kill you? Or what if you didn't even have to kiss them? All you had to do was put your mouth on some place where they have placed their mouth. Well, because of the fourth of the member of the herpes virus family, this is a very real possibility according to the CDC. Now, in this talk, I'm going to tell you about the dangers of Epstein-Barr and how we can stop it spreading. EBV1 has been linked to MS, lung damage, heart damage, brain damage, and especially cancer. So everyone is at risk for this virus. In fact, it's estimated that as many as 90% of the population will have contracted this virus by the end of their lifetime. So no one is safe. But we can hold off its damaging effects by and possibly lengthen your life by avoiding certain unsanitary habits. So I've seen this virus and viruses that are spread by saliva firsthand. My mother used to go and visit with about 5 ladies on our block every week, and they would all be sharing in their drinks, they would be sharing with food and that kind of thing. And she had some nursing training, so she knew that wasn't a good idea and she wouldn't get involved. But they would call her things like germaphobe and things like that. Well, about a year later, one lady contracted cancer. Then a year after that, more contracted cancer. And by the end, all 5 had contracted cancer, all except for my mother. And unfortunately, a lot of them died. And so back then, we knew that this was a dangerous thing. And only until recently, because of studies that you can read in the National Center for Biotechnology, we know that viruses do cause certain types of cancer. And so how common is this disease? How does it spread? And how can we target its spread? Preventing this disease can stop untold number of lives from being destroyed because of health problems. So the CDC has a list of 10 causes, major causes of death in the United States. And EBV is linked to 8 of those as contributing. In a 2010 study published by the Oxford Journals of Infectious Diseases, it's estimated that 50% of children from 6 to 8 had been exposed to this virus already. And then 89% of people had been exposed to this virus by the time they were 19. So you can see this virus has really gotten out of hand. This study also stated that people of lower incomes and lower education are at the highest risk to contract this disease. So how does EBV spread? According to the CDC, EBV is spread through saliva. It's spread through kissing, sharing of food and drinks, using the same utensils that have been used before, such as toothbrushes and so on. And it's also contracted when children have drooled on items and then other children come in contact with that saliva. And so EBV is spread because of a lack of sanitary practices involving saliva. So how can we stop EBV? Well, people need to know that this disease is a serious problem. They also need to avoid interactions with other people's saliva who aren't a significant other. And they need to raise awareness of the dangers of dismissing this problem as not an issue, which is very common right now. Now, since 50% of our kids are being exposed at a young age, we need to target this disease in 2 phases. First, we need to target parents and teachers and childcare workers and teach them how to keep things sanitary and how to train younger kids to stay clean and safe. Then we need to target the youth and teach them to avoid contact with this illness, since the other 39% are exposed before the age of 19. And this would also, they would reinforce each other teaching from a young age to an older age. The first campaign that I would do would be based on an observational learning theory. This would demonstrate to caretakers how to sanitize and teach kids to stay safe as well. Then in the second, we would reinforce that education through an appeal to fear of the very real consequences of contracting this disease, and we would target the youth with this. EBV can kill people when they contract it, but it also has a longer term effect in that it can kill people years later or just steal their enjoyment of life by making them sick. So, people need to understand that getting in contact with saliva can be dangerous. We can't know how much damage this disease has actually caused because it contributes to so many other diseases. But we do know that it hurts people. And so, with your help, together we can stop this disease in its tracks by educating the people. Thank you very much.